clergy, and St. Mark. I would like to thank the Young Adult Organization for selecting me to deliver this message on behalf of the youth. Also, I would sincerely like to thank my parents for all their support and always pushing me to do my best. I speak to you in the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Today's New Sunday, and the theme is, don't worry when you're not recognized, but strive to be worthy of recognition. Before I begin, let me give you a couple of meanings of the word recognition. First, recognition is a public acknowledgement of a person's status or merits, whether an achievement or service. Second, recognition is also the act of recognizing or the condition of being recognized. Lastly, recognition also means to be honored. As I examine the theme, the words of Jesus recorded in St. Matthew's Gospel, chapter 5, verse 16, let your light so shine before men, that they may see your good works, and give glory to your Father who is in heaven. In chapter 6, verses 1 to 4, beware of practicing your piety before men, in order to be seen by them, and your Father who sees in secret will reward you, comes to my mind. These two texts seem to be contradicting each other, but in fact they are not. The common message in both is that when we do good, we should not praise ourselves or seek praise from others, but instead, we should give God the glory and leave it to Him to reward us. Let me now link the text to the theme by relating or connecting them to the meanings of the word recognize. First, recognize means to see someone or something. For example, you may say to someone, I did not recognize you, or about something. I did not recognize that this is a particular location I went to before. Next, the word recognize means to reward someone for some accomplishment. This latter meaning is the main focus of my speech. However, since both texts link together both meanings, I will do the same in my message. As practicing Christians, we are called to do good every day in response to our baptismal covenant. But sometimes we want to praise ourselves for others to see us doing good, which should never be. We should strive to be an example to others and give God the glory. In other words, it is all about God. It is a good feeling when we are recognized or rewarded by others, but that does not always happen for various reasons. For example, sometimes people do not know of the good things we do privately, and they go unnoticed. As in Matthew chapter 6, verse 3 and 4 said, but when you do a charitable deed, do not let your left hand know what your right hand is doing. Verse 4, that your charitable deed may be in secret, and your Father who sees in you in secret will himself reward you openly. Rewards and awards that we think we deserve can be given to others because of favoritism. But even though we are often disappointed, we should remember that when we continue to do good, we strive to be worthy of recognition. Though people may not reward us, we know that God will. During my Girl Scout program, I volunteered at a family shelter preparing and serving food and distributing toiletries. my community. Also, it was a requirement as a Girl Scout. Even though I was awarded a patch for my service, I did it as a duty for the Lord. As a believer, we should be recognized by our fruit. Matthew chapter 7, verses 16 and 20 reads, "By their fruit you will recognize them. Do people pick grapes from thorn bushes or figs from thistles? Likewise, every good tree bears good fruit, but every bad tree bears bad fruit. A good tree cannot bear bad fruit, and a bad tree cannot bear good fruit. Every tree that does not bear good fruit is cut down and thrown into the fire. Thus, by their fruit, you will recognize them. I don't know about you, St. Ones, but I am striving to be a good tree, and let the work I do speak for me. A person cannot pretend to be a Christian and bear the fruit of worldliness. You cannot freely sin and be a Christian. The same is true about trees. Like I said earlier, every good tree bears good fruit, but a bad tree bears bad fruit. I believe Jesus is referring to anyone who pretends to be a Christian. If you walk worthily, your fruit will show forth and you will be recognized. You will not have to say it or ask for recognition. It will be seen by others, and you will be treated as such. Also, John chapter 15, verse 4 says, "Remain in me, and I will remain in you. No branch can bear fruit by itself. It must remain in the vine. Neither can you bear fruit unless you remain in me." So it is clear that a true Christian can be recognized by his or her fruit, but only if someone gives themselves to Jesus can that person bear fruit. To add, Galatians chapter 3, verse 23 says, "Whatever you do, work hardly as for the Lord and not for men. Whatever you choose to do in life, do it for you. Do it for the Lord. Do not look for praise from men." A year ago, during the summer, I volunteered at the day school, helping out with pre-K and kindergarten kids in Sunday school. I helped them with classwork, homework, and also read to them. Helping to nurture the kids was a great experience I will not forget. Surprisingly, at the end of the summer session, I was given a small token of appreciation for the good I did. So you see, recognition is what people think of you. It's what they see on the outside, but your character is what they see on the inside. That's what God sees in you. There's a prayer from St. Francis of Assisi that says, "To labor without asking for any reward, to toil, and not to seek for rest." Recognition comes from God. We tend to do things simply to get human recognition, which becomes selfish and self-centered. I have never and will never do what I do for recognition or for praise. I do what I do because I feel I have an obligation to do so as a Christian. Let me leave you with a prayer by St. Ignatius. "Dearest Lord, teach me to be generous. Teach me to serve you as I should. To give and not to count the cost. To fight and not to heed the wounds. To toil and not to seek for rest. To labor and ask not for reward. saved out of knowing that I do your most holy will. Amen.
Amen.